Hi, T.O.T. Carlson here. I certainly bought my share of discs during the Criterion Collection sale over at Barnes & Noble. I love the Criterion Collection and how I'm able to get in touch with a lot of classic and foreign films that I might not have seen before. One of the major pickups that I made during that sale was this. And just a brief disclaimer ahead of time, I do not speak French, so I'm probably going to butcher some of these names very badly. So again, I do apologize in advance if that's the case. What we're looking at today is the complete Jacques Tati. I'm going to unbox this release and share my opinions. Cover art's got these chairs with different color schemes, and you got the guy standing there. I assume that's supposed to be Monsieur Hulot, who's the character that was played by Tati in several of the films. Art continues on the top and the bottom. There's the sleeves of the individual discs. Here's the spine of the package. Let's take a look at what we get inside. First of all, we get a pretty thick book here. Again, I assume that's supposed to be Monsieur Hulot. And you go through here, it's got, cast and crew information, got some pretty nice essays. I'm not going to go through every single page because that would take an eternity. And I assume that's supposed to be Francois, the postman that he played in one of the films and one of the shorts. Here's some information about the various transfers of the films, as well as some production credits for the set. So starting at the bottom, first film we have is Jord Def Fett from 1949. In this one plays Francois, a postman who's visiting a small village, and he's disappointed by how inefficient his delivery methods are. So when he sees a film on the American Postal Service, which may or may not be slightly exaggerated, he tries to do his deliveries American style to boost his efficiency. This was the first feature film from Tati, and it's certainly a hilarious one, arguably one of my favorites in the set, and just keeps the laughs coming. Again, that film that the character watches in the movie may or may not be accurate, but seeing him go to great lengths to replicate that, it's pretty hilarious. Next film we have is Monsieur Hulot's Holiday. This, of course, is the one that introduces the Monsieur Hulot character, portrayed by Tati himself. And this time around, he goes to a vacation in a coastal town where there's all kinds of random sight gags and the like going on. And interestingly, the Hulot character is not really heavily overused. I think he only has one line of dialogue in the whole movie, but it's almost more like, from his perspective and what goes on around him. But it is a fantastic movie, another great addition to the set. And then we have Tati's third film and his first color film, Mon Uncle, or My Uncle. And in this one, Monsieur Hulot visits his brother, whose son absolutely idolizes Hulot, but his brother sees Hulot as a bad influence, so he tries to get him a job at the factory he works at to try to keep him out of trouble. And of course, the expected hilarity ensues. Here you really start to see his love of ultra-modern technology and how the times are changing. You really start to see that difference in contrast between the wrong side of the tracks and the ultra-modern architecture in which the brother character lives. Again, it's a fantastic movie from Tati doing what he does best. Next, we have what's probably Tati's best-known film, and that's Playtime. This one follows a group of tourists going to Paris for a day and a night or so, and they find themselves in places like a convention promoting modern technology and a restaurant where everything goes horribly wrong. It is an interesting look at, technology and ultra-modernism, again, themes that were explored in the previous film to an extent. This film took so much money to make, and it puts Tati deep into debt. Of course, he uses the Hulot character here as well, but it's almost like he's trying to phase out that character because he has a lot of lookalikes, and you're almost supposed to be confused as to who's who. I do think this one's a little on the overlong side. The restaurant sequence, which, while funny, takes up almost the entire second half of the film, and it just never quite really regains its momentum after that. But it is still a fantastic film, and again, Tati's best-known work, and with good reason. The final appearance of the Monsieur Hulot character is in the film Traffic. This was the follow-up to Playtime, and one that honestly I think is a little underrated. This time around, Hulot is working for an automotive company, and they have to take a camping car that his company's invented to a car convention. But along the way, everything goes horribly wrong. They get arrested by the police and taken in to have their stuff inspected. They get a flat tire. They get to a point where they have to have repairs made after an accident, and are they actually going to get to the convention in time? Very funny movie. Again, I absolutely love Tati, and it's a great send-off for the Hulot character. The last feature film in the series is Parade. This is something that was filmed by Tati of a circus performance on a mixture of videotape and film. However, I have to say, I honestly couldn't get into this one as much as the others, maybe just because some of the circus routines and the like are a little mundane by today's standards. And a lot of it's shot on standard def videotapes, so understandably the film's not going to look quite as good as some of the others as a result. The final disc in the set has the Tati shorts. These are the short films that he made, and these range in time from about 1934 to 1978. Some of the latter ones in here were not finished in his lifetime, and it was his daughter that actually finished them. But there is some cool stuff here going back to the 1930s, some more slapstick comedy stuff. You get some stuff here that, there's one short that introduces the postman character from Jord Def Fett, and then there's things like, some later shorts, one that was shot like on the set of Playtime where Tati plays an acting instructor. And then the last film in here, which again was finished by his daughter, is actually sort of a documentary of a soccer match that's going on at the time in that part of the world. Jacques Tati is an absolutely fabulous film director, and I'm very happy that I was able to get my hands on this set during the Criterion sale. Again, this is a Blu-ray set, not a 4K set. There haven't been any 4K releases of Tati's works to my knowledge yet. If anyone knows differently, please let me know on that, because I'm certainly curious. All the films, for the most part, do look very good. The early shorts and the early feature-length films do look a little rougher than the rest, obviously just due to the nature of the source material and how they were shot. The later ones generally look much better. When Tati started shooting in color, they certainly got a bit more vibrant, and the cinematography looks absolutely gorgeous in those, and it's certainly reflected well in this Blu-ray set. Now, one issue I did mention before, the film Parade is shot partially on standard def film, so that understandably doesn't look as good as the others, even if it was the latest feature film in the collection. Each movie does have a pretty wide variety of bonus features. Several of them actually have some introductions recorded by Terry Jones of Monty Python fame, who was something of a skilled writer and director in his own right. You have a lot of, EPK type stuff. You have, vintage TV appearances and stuff like that. Some of the movies even have alternate cuts. Some of these obviously are not as good of shape as the ones that have been meticulously restored for this set, but for the most part, it's a pretty thorough, pretty comprehensive set comprising pretty much everything Jacques Tati ever made. I can give this set a very high recommendation to anyone who's a fan or a scholar of cinema and wants to learn more about classic foreign films. How about you? Are you a fan of Jacques Tati? What is your favorite film that he ever directed? Is it in this set? Have you picked up this set from Criterion yet? Did you score this during the Criterion sale? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content. I'm always posting new videos, and make sure to listen to like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.